Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It was a big week, right? The presidential debate, Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Now, is debating and public speaking part of communication?
Yeah.
Ms. Colon, it is, right? So you suggest that Mr. Trump perhaps take a debating seminar, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He
Do
needs
you-
to take an everything seminar.
Okay. We're not gonna diss him too hard, right? Could you tell that Hillary Clinton was prepared and she took several communication courses and she's a lawyer? She's a lawyer. She was a senator, right? And what else? How did he address her? And he got permission to address her this way. How do you want me to call? What did he ask of her in terms of how to name her? Madame? Miss? What was it? You forgot? Secretary
Secretary.
Clinton. Secretary of State, right? Yeah. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing about this chapter that we did last week on surveillance is that she was part of that great China firewall when Google went into China and then they started committing corporate and international fraud. And she got on the case in 2010, I believe, but we'll check to make sure, all right? Just rush her back there. Yeah. And she got in contact with the National Security Agency, the NSA, and just put a stop to that. So eventually, Google had to move from China to Hong Kong, which is, I think, is British territory. British territory. So she put a stop to that. And that's something big, though. And that goes unnoticed. My goodness. So she was on top of her game. Right, so we're going to cover chapter 8, mobile devices. I did want to go to journalism, chapter 7, but it was kind of like, we'll do that later on. We'll do it later on. Huh? It's okay if you went there, but today in class we're going to do chapter 8 on mobile devices. All right. Remember I said the syllabus is a roadmap?
Right.
Okay. And also on your, thank you, on your syllabus there's a quiz number 1 for next week. So I have a series of questions that I made up. But let's see if we can all collectively come up with a quiz. Isn't that interesting? Or quiz preparation?
Yeah.
All right? For whatever, I don't want to focus in on the theories in the beginning of the book as much as the surveillance part of it, because that's very significant. If anyone can find a question that they're interested in from chapter 1, that we can add to the quiz preparation. So we're going to build this a step at a time. It's going to be cumulative. So whatever is here will be on the exam. It could be in the form of true, false, multiple choice, or a fill-in, or to give me the. Huh?
Like together we're gonna create the quiz.
Yes. Yes. Also, like you have acronyms, right? So you have to spell out what those acronyms mean. What is CCTV? Right. I mean, it could be closed circuit too. We'll check that. No, you're right. It could be closed caption TV or closed circuit TV. All right? What was that device in 1791 that was used for prison inmates?
Oh, I think the panopticon.
That's awesome, right? What is it? The few monitor the many?
Yeah.
That was like one of the modern ways to keep individuals under surveillance. It's just incredible. Yeah. How about the synopticon? What was that about?
Oh, I think that the many watch the field, like the elite and the private citizens.
Yes, that's what that is. So now, because the high tech is more prevalent in our society, in other words, who's watching who, and who are the watchers who are watching everybody else except themselves? Or are they watching themselves? Or do they really care? See, that's the question, right? So like I always say, trying to play God by committee, which is impossible. But we try, right? Until things go awry, they go crazy, and there's no turning back. Isn't that something? Spying. You should be spying on foreign countries, don't spy on your own people. Well, then again, you got a lot of criminals out there, don't you? Huh?
So what?
Huh? How about this credit and debit card fraud, which originated in Africa? You remember that? In the chapter?
The 419 scam.
Yeah. Oh, ooh. Up on this. You ready for that quiz, right?
No.
Yes, you are.
Just had no.
No, she didn't know, right? Okay, so this is that's one of the quiz questions. What was the 419 fraud? What was that about? The 419.
That's one of the quiz questions?
Yeah, I'm preparing it now.
Oh, what is the 419?
Yeah, I'm preparing it now. What is it called? The 419 what? Fraud? Scan. There you go.
And you gotta bring it to PDF.
No, I think you just email them the application and your resume.
The
And
four-
they send it that they're called you.
Okay, the 419 scan. Good. Now we're gonna pick another question for preparation here. I have several. Okay, so also we want to know about the panopticon. Right, Ms. Colon, you read a lot about that, right?
Yeah.
What a weird device. How many people in the world know about this device? Not many. That's why it's good to get an education, right?
Yeah.
My goodness. Panopticon. All right? Okay, so let's talk briefly about that, right? So it was a device created by Jeremiah Benham in 1791, right? Surveillance on the few monitored the many. And it was used for what? Transparently, right? To monitor the activities of inmates. 1791. And Fulcon is the theorist that did the investigation on that. And then you have the synopticon, right? Synopticon, which the many watch themselves.
Yeah, like,
Synopticon. Okay. We also want to know what CCTV is, right? CCTV. Okay. What's another one? Another question. DNS/ISP. All right. What does DNS stand for? DNS. Uh-oh. DNS and ISP. We'll go back to that.
It was an attack. It's a dominant name service. A domain name server.
Exactly. Domain name server. And what is ISP? Internet service provider? Who's an internet service provider?
Sprint.
Okay.
Right.
When you click on something, it goes into the computer as a disguise,
Right.
and then it goes in through the back way, and it just destroys your computer, basically.
Yeah. A lot of it has to do with Roman
Yeah, the Greeks.
history.
With
Or the Greeks, right? The Greeks. Yeah, because they came into one of the cities and wooden horse. They built a wooden horse and the soldiers were inside.
Yeah.
That's
So
where
they
they got the thing for Achilles heel too, when they shot him in the heel.
Oh, that's
So
all
they
part of
said,
that
yeah,
same
now,
period.
yeah.
Very good. See that? So that's where computer scientists came in and created that particular virus. You know, you get in through the back door and you get your enemies, all right, through that way. And it happened in Greek civilization, the Trojan horse. Yeah. This it's written down. It's written down somewhere.
What did we say the CCTV was?
Closed circuit television, or it could be closed caption television. We have to do the research. Is it closed circuit? Okay. This is incredible. And you also have the key logger the key logger Trojans record keystrokes? What is that about? Somebody creates something that they could actually,
It's like a camera that they can put it underneath the keyboard, they can put it near the monitor, and it records every keystroke that you type in.
that's not
manually.
good.
If you don't type it in, then it can't record it. They would need a virus to go in and take your password.
That's not good. That's dangerous. My God, can you imagine that?
I think that's what they feel like, the people that use the ATM machine,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Like they could put that card in there and it could record your password and stuff as a keyboard.
Yes. And they could also steal your handbag or something, right? And get your identity that way. That's a low tech way.
Yeah.
That's a low tech way, right? Stealing your your pocketbook or identity theft, right?
Well, people get more time for that because, like, if you're violating somebody by physically taking something from them compared to somebody that would use modern technology,
Yeah.
the one that really physically took it, they get more time in jail.
Okay. As opposed to the electronic way. It should be equal penalties.
But they usually use the
Huh?
people. They use the people who are doing keystrokes and Trojan viruses to hack into usually like military bases and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they call them like white hackers.
Yeah. So the originators of the internet, do you think they're like developed the internet for a means of educating the population via long distance, perhaps? It was originally designed for researchers, right, in academia. But then again, the military had it there, right? Remember that, right?
Yes.
But it was scientists, physicists, and computer scientists who came up with the concept of the internet. And I guess the military got hold of it and originated the backbone of it. The backbone. And they turned it over to the National Science Foundation, which is part of education. So researchers can freely exchange ideas and information. So it's been bastardized, right? When the, what you call that, the dot-com bubble? What does dot-com stand for? Uh-oh. Oh no. What's .edu?
Education.
So what's .com?
Commercial.
Okay, that was messing with me, right? How about NET?
Network.
How about GOV?
Government.
How about UK?
United Kingdom.
Right. How about what's Japan? JAP or something? So all the nations have their subdomain names, right? In terms of where information might be originated from. So what is it about the internet that a person can actually learn techniques to actually hack away at it through phishing and spoofing? So what is it? Is it like an open network? Like there's really no protection? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So it's ubiquitous, right? It's like air, right? It's everywhere. But I think the wireless part of it is what's made it dangerous. When we move away from wire, and because back in the day, if you want to tap into intercept a message, you had to use what they call a data scope, with two leads, like one of those scopes, and you could actually read the data moving through the telephone or whatever line it was, a cable. Now everything is wireless.
So you could walk somewhere and just pick up information just by standing in front of a building.
Yeah. But it's got to be a way for that data packet, which is what we're dealing with, data packets, right? Made up of what? Binary. Zeros and ones. Yeah, so you send a message to someone, it's a whole bunch of zeros and ones, so you have to encrypt it, right? What does encryption mean? To encrypt a message.
Put it into a code.
A code. Coding it, so if it does get intercepted, they need a key to successfully decode it. And that's not an easy thing to do.
That's what the keylogger's for.
Yeah, because our computer scientists used to rack their brains just trying to find the right key to decipher a message intended for two entities who trusted each other with the original message, or somebody who might be a thief, a cyber thief, a nefarious person, will intercept that. So if they get the key through permutations, experimentations, trial and error, and usually hackers do what? They work on trial and error, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me try this. So let me move it to the left. So if you got a word like IBM, and I tell you the key is one right, what does that mean? The key is one right, IBM, right? International Business Machines, right? Shift I, one right. What comes after I? J. What comes after B?
C.
What comes after M? So what is it now? C?
JCN.
JCN. There it is. So to get the original message back, I got to subtract what from it? From where I'm at now, the J.
That's what I mean.
-1,
Yeah.
right?
Why can't they just text it?
Text what?
The information.
Wait a minute, that's interesting. Why are you saying that? What do you mean? Speak up. What do you say?
Because if, say, what they're trying to do is use an encryption key, right?
Yeah.
And instead of using an encryption key and having key logging and keystrokes being recorded,
Yeah.
why don't you use your personal cell phone, text the person, or just show them on the computer?
Wait a minute. So what you're saying that there shouldn't be anything to hide?
No, because there's shortcuts with everything now.
Oh, wow. Also, so what you're actually saying, we have to be vigilant and we have to be kind of ethical?
But that's the problem. Most users aren't ethical. They're just doing reckless stuff.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, I know. That's in a utopian ideal society. I think that's what you're getting at. And you know what you're just saying? You're saying, oh, that was the original intent of the original founders of the internet. That was their intent. You got nothing to hide. Just text it. Right? Why should you hide knowledge that's for the greater good of humanity? Why? All right? That's when you got like Plato's and Socrates, those republics, you know, because for the greater good of humanity. Let's move science and art forward. And now you got these unscrupulous people doing nefarious activities on the internet. And you'll always find a battle between good and evil, right? It'll always be there, right? Hopefully good will triumph over evil, hopefully. All right? There has to be a balance, yang and yang. But this age is so interesting that you have so many people that are just common users that don't know any of this. So let's bring it to the public. Right? It's key. Don't you want to be an idiot all your life? An idiot?
Some people are content with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called a fool. Who was the father of communication theory?
Marshall McLuhan.
Marshall McLuhan. Who was the other guy? Stigler?
Yeah.
And who was-
Bernard
What's your name?
Stiegler. Bernard Stiegler.
Say it again?
Bernard Stiegler.
You're right.
Yeah.
And there's one more, there's four. of them.
Manuel Castells and
Castell.
and Kepler.
So, yeah, I mean, they had vision for real.
Yeah.
They really have vision. But we're gonna move on to, I might even ask you, what is the FTC, the Federal What Commission?
Federal Trade
Yeah.
FTC.
In the USA, the Federal Trade Commission estimated that 9+ million people have fallen victims to what? Identity theft. Could that be a fill-in question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How about phishing and spoofing are criminal techniques that steals personal information with a view to eventually steal money.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
It needs high-tech knowledge to create copies of legitimate websites. Could you imagine you have your website, cnr.edu, and somebody could actually make a rendition, a facsimile of CNR website? I'm dead serious. That's some serious stuff. Okay? Because what's behind what we see? What's behind this? What kind of program is behind this?
Microsoft.
This layer. Hypertext markup language, HTML, codes. Web 2.0. it's just amazing, and that's why high-tech programmers get paid big-time bucks, because they know the language of programming. So there's a way that you could view source. Anybody, you've seen that, right? View source. You see what it looks like, right? Web 3.0 / I know. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, confuse everybody. They're gonna be like,
It's not even that. I'm putting it out to the world. But everybody knows that. So I think one of the dangerous mouse clicks is the right click, where you can actually drag a whole text item. Right click, copy, cut and paste. Oh my goodness. Is there a way? There has to be a way to disengage that, right? There has to be a way. But it's
some
so
websites can actually disengage copy and paste.
Yeah, I remember like on Facebook, MySpace, you know how you copy somebody's picture? They used to have something where you can't. They'll try to right click it.
You
and
can
they-
that's
I don't know how to do that.
Nah, you can still steal those.
Control and V, and then if you go to
Yeah, man.
resource,
You
you
can still steal
can look at the HTML and you can pick
Yeah,
up the picture.
we bad. we
Yeah,
bad
because I had
times.
that done to me.
Oh yeah? So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? If you want to engage as a user on the internet, you have to be prepared to practically lose your identity to a certain degree. I mean, hopefully it's not for nefarious activities when they but you shouldn't be selling dope on the internet. You
Yeah,
know,
right?
You know. You
Talking
know.
on the cell
That's what they got to rent for.
God,
Huh?
To rent.
they got who?
To rent.
You see thinking?
It was something I was seeing on TV that there was a woman or something that stole, she was staying in a hotel with her friend, and she stole her credit card and she like withdrew like $500 or something, and she she actually took a picture of the money and posted it on Facebook. I'm like, she's a
Yeah,
fucking
they
idiot.
get, yeah.
So it kind of
Because she couldn't deny it, because they showed her the picture, then she was like, oh, that's not me, and then it said her account right there. She was like, that's not me.
That's, yeah.
But
So-
that-
so
Like I was hacked.
So what is the majority of the population's take on the internet? What is the majority of the population, what do they see it as? Do they have any are they educated in computerization,
They say it's
computers? Well, I mean, what is it? What is similar to this situation we're in now with high-tech stuff in the past? Does this ever happen in the past, as much as it's happening now?
Computers?
Yeah, I mean, surveillance and all of that. So back in the day, you had a telephone in the living room, right?
Yeah.
So if you had, let's say you're a 13 years old teenager, and your parents are right there watching TV, listening to your conversation, make sure you don't say anything,
Exactly.
you're planning anything bad,
They was
don't
just-
beat up somebody or something.
Yeah,
So your parents got into your conversation to make sure you remain on the right track. Then they expanded that to bring an extension line into your bedroom perhaps. But yet still, the main living room phone, you could still listen.
The other one had
So
a,
if you had 3 phones in your house, you could still listen.
Yeah, you can pick up on
oh,
it.
yeah.
Right.
But the other phone had a lock on it. It was a
That too?
Yeah.
Hello?
So
Don't you
got-
think my parents did
could
that when they
get
weren't
out,
there?
you could Talk on there.
Did
but-
you think my parents did that?
Yeah, the little silver thing. lock-
So I didn't abuse the phone? Especially my father, man, he was uptight when it came to budget. And he was a creative bomber. He knew about that people. Said dead man telling no tales, right?
Gee, now you can talk around now.
Right! See, that's a good one. You can talk about dead people, that's right. But now we've migrated from double twisted copper wire, hardware wire to wireless communication. So where's the conduit? Anybody know what a conduit is? Conduit is a path for electrical flow. Is this a conduit, your wires? It's a conduit. It's a medium.
Conduit is what?
Conduit is a medium, a path for electricity to flow or information to flow. That's a conduit, a passageway, a medium.